Hello everyone, this is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and in this video I will be doing a little bit of ironing of some curtain panels. I have not ironed anything in quite a bit, as I tend to buy clothes that don't need ironing, or I'll just toss something in the dryer for a little bit if it has some wrinkles, and that tends to do the trick. So I may not be the best at it, but I think I can do a decent enough job for what I'm looking for today. Here are the curtain panels that I will be ironing today. I have two panels here, and both of these are 30 inches wide and 84 inches long. We just installed the curtain rod in our bedroom, so I would like to get these curtains ready to be hung up now. And they have been folded for a while, so they've got some deep creases and lines. I won't care to make these absolutely perfect and smooth, especially since I'll be arranging and bunching them on the curtain rods a bit anyways, but I at least want the big lines and creases from the folding to be less noticeable. There will be lots of fabric rustling sounds as well as the sounds of the iron. So I'm going to plug in the iron, get it back up to temperature. This is the iron that I'm going to be using today. It's just a cheap one that we got from Walmart years ago. Let me go ahead and lay out our first curtain panel. Since these are a little bit wider and quite a bit longer than my table, I will just have to iron them in sections. Just going to smooth that out a little bit. And I'm not too sure if my iron is fully ready, but we're going to go ahead and try anyways. So I'm just going to spread this out over the fabric and just kind of wiggle the iron along those really tough ridges and creases. You can hear the steam coming out of the iron. Just going back and forth on this section, right up to the edge. Like I said, I don't really iron very much, so my technique, I'm sure, is not the most efficient, but ultimately I feel like this is working for me. That is so satisfying, being able to iron out some of those really big lines. I think if I was really trying to get these perfect, I would also maybe flip them over and do the other sides as well. I don't know if that's something you're else to do with ironing, but I've done that before. And that section is done, so I'm just going to move the curtain and get this other section here. Just kind of stretching it out a little bit and spreading out the fabric. I'm going to go over that last line that was right on the edge of the table. And I think I need to turn up my iron just a little bit. I would always rather start at a lower heat and then work my way up, as I would really rather not ruin fabric if I can avoid it. Just smoothing everything out. Just bringing the iron back and forth. I think it's also better if you're pulling the fabric tight to try and get kind of these bunches as smoothed out as possible, but I'm not really worrying about it too much. Getting right up to the edge on this top side. I think that looks good. So now I'm going to move this again. Just get the next section. Move the iron out of the way. Now I'm just trying to line up this bottom edge with the end of my table, and then once we finish this section, we'll move the curtain towards me again. And come around this other side and just stretch this out. Just make sure everything is a little bit smoother. Use my hand to press and smooth this down. And let's go ahead and grab the iron again. I'm just going to start on this bottom section. Just doing that same process and just going to wiggle the iron back and forth. Since we don't typically iron very often, I would like to get a little handheld steamer. We do have a double curtain rod with shears that go behind these panels so that we can kind of open up the curtains and get some light in, but also keep a little privacy. And the shears were folded and definitely need a little smoothing out too, but I'm kind of scared to iron the material or throw them in the dryer, even just on a low heat. I'm sure it'd probably be fine, but I'd rather just wait and deal with those creases than accidentally ruin them. I have heard the trick of hanging something in the bathroom during a hot shower, and that can help get out wrinkles too, but I haven't tried it. Maybe I will try it with the shears and see if it maybe helps for now. Ultimately, I do just want to get a steamer though. Alright, so this section is pretty okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and move this. Get the next section ready. Go around to this other side just because it's a little bit easier to spread it out to this edge. Stretch out the fabric, smooth it out a little bit, and I'm going to grab the iron again, smooth all of these lines. I feel like this is very old school ASMR. It reminds me of all of those gentle whispering ironing videos that she did, or I think Southern ASMR Sounds. I think that's the channel name. She did quite a few ironing videos if I recall correctly. There's something satisfying about watching all of the creases go out of the fabric. There's also just all of those very tingly fabric sounds, just the repetitive motions. I definitely have fond memories of my grandma and my mom doing ironing. That section's looking pretty good. So I'm going to scooch the curtain down again and get this last kind of end bit. Since the fabric is currently at this top edge of the table, I'm going to start up here and then work my way down. I don't know if that really makes that much of a difference, but in my mind it does. This is bringing back memories of ironing so many tablecloths for our wedding. We DIY'd a lot of our wedding, and we did all of our own decor. We didn't hire a company or anyone to do it, so our families very graciously helped us the day before getting all of the decor ready, and our close friends helped us. So me and my bridesmaids spent so much time just ironing the tablecloths because I just wanted them to look a little nicer. They had been folded for a while and there were just these massive creases everywhere, and we were really glad that we took the time to do that because it just made it look a little more put together. Alright, that section's done. Let me move the curtain back up on this other side and stretch it out. And then this is the last little section on this curtain panel. I'm gonna smooth that out. Just run my hands along it. I think that looks pretty okay for me. I'm going to move this out of the way and set it spread out on the bed. And then now I'm going to do this second panel. I'm just going to unfold it. And lay it out. Remove my iron so I can fully spread this out as much as possible on my table. I'm going to spread this out with my hands, smooth out the fabric. And then I'm going to go in with my iron. Just wiggling it back and forth, right along these creases. Just doing little wiggles all along, smoothing it out. I don't know if the steam sound is going to be relaxing for many folks, but I personally really enjoy it. I think it's like the fabric sounds have the potential to give me ASMR, whereas like the iron and steam sounds are just kind of relaxing. Alright, that section is done. I'm going to go ahead and move to the next section here. is the same section of length, it's just the upper part. Just going to smooth this up all the way to the edge. I know you can't quite see the edges with this camera angle, but I hope that's okay. Alright, so this section of length is all good, so I'm going to move the curtain up a little bit again and get this new section of length. There we go. I'm going to smooth that out a little bit. And I'm going to take my iron, I'm going to start at the top portion. Just wiggle my iron back and forth. Smooth everything out. Look at that, nice and smooth. I'm just doing some circular motions. And I'm going to switch hands actually and go this way. And then I think I'll switch back. I think I can do it better with my dominant right hand. Alright, I think that is looking pretty good. Let me move the curtain back a little bit and get this other side. Line this edge up with the table, and I'm going to go around to this other side and just spread it out. Just like that. Take my hand, smooth it out, and then grab the iron. Again, I'm going to start at the top and work my way down towards the edge of the curtain. There's some really kind of deep wrinkles right here that I want to get out. Okay, that's looking good. So now I've just got this last length of the curtain at the bottom. So I'm going to spread this out. Stretch it out a little bit. Take my iron, just get all of these wrinkles out. Make it nice and smooth. Trying to kind of stretch out the fabric a little bit. Get rid of some of these bigger wrinkles. See this one that's kind of in the middle, it's not really going away. Maybe I'll come back to that a little bit. Try and stretch this out. That's a little bit better. Alright. There you go. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me, I think. Just gonna bring this other last little section up. Stretch it out, spread out the fabric. I'm gonna try and get this kind of stubborn line out here. Maybe I'll just adjust this fabric and see if I can get this little wrinkle out. I think there's a line on my table that's kind of causing it. I'm going to bring the iron all the way up to the top. Just wiggle it back and forth at this top crease. Maybe I'll adjust this back a little bit and see if I can get these little wrinkles out right here. There we go, I think that did the trick. Get this last little section fully smooth. And there we go. So I have now ironed both of my curtain panels. I hope that you enjoyed this video and the tingly fabric sounds and the motion and sounds of the iron. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.